That's the project.
Summon! I try to slay the monster with earth magic, but he jumps back and easily avoids the heavy downpour of rocks. As the muscular man gets ready to cast his own spell, I steady myself to prepare my defense. But then, I feel a courageous aura coming from behind me. Elise's magic power is even greater now than when she fired at Amadeus inside the plant.
Gesang, be careful. Elise's fire is very strong.
The warning from his leader prompts Gesang to abort his attack and assume a defensive stance.
Summon!
Elise sends scorching flames of fire raging toward the beastly Liberton. But the fire melts only the magic barrier. Gesang's body is untouched. With the fire gone, Gesang shifts his attention back to me. He moves with lightning speed, and before I know it, he is already right in front of me. Shit! It's too late to move away from the beast. I don't even know what spell he is going to cast. The only thing I can do is generate a barrier around my body. Gesang casts his spell. My body, along with the barrier, is encased in a freezing block of ice. If my barrier had come just a second late, all the blood in my body would be frozen solid now. I fall to the floor, shivering and quivering in the deathly cold temperature. Gesang leaves me and immediately charges toward Elise. Elise! Seeing the beast approaching fast, Elise musters her courage. No, Elise! I want to rise to my feet and save Elise, but my body won't obey. Exerting all my strength, I lift a hand and aim it at Gesang, who is now nearing Elise. I cast the only spell I can easily use from this distance. Summon! A fireball shoots out of my hand and flies toward my opponent. Sensing the incoming fireball, Gesang turns around and prepares to defend. But then Amadeus shouts to him.
Gesang, ignore it!
What? Without questioning his leader's instruction, Gesang turns his attention back to Elise. He continues charging toward her, but my fireball is faster. The fireball hits the man's monstrous back and engulfs him in its flames. Then the fireball disappears. Gesang doesn't stop. A mere second later, he gets close enough to Elise to unleash his attack. Screams from the rocks that mercilessly crash onto Elise's delicate body were terrible. Unable to endure the attack, she collapses to the ground. Elise! My body is still tormented by the freezing cold, but I get up and run to Elise. Each step hurts, but I run. Gesang has stopped. He just stands here quietly. Even when I run past him, he doesn't move to stop me. Elise! Elise, are you okay? No, she doesn't look okay at all. The rock's sharp edges have cut her pretty good. She's bleeding badly, and she can't move her limbs. They're probably broken. No, Elise, this can't be happening. I promised her. Wasn't I supposed to protect her? How could I let this happen to Elise? Fuck this shit! Fuck me. I'm sorry, Elise. I'm sorry. She looks up at me, her breathing hard and heavy. With some difficulty, she opens her lips. Her teeth are stained with blood. and a soft voice speaks to me.
Why are you crying, Frederic?
Crying? I touch my right cheek. It's wet. I move my hand up to my right eye. It's even wetter. I'm crying. It's true. Elise. What should I do? Elise is dying and there's not a thing I can do.
Frederic.
No. There is something I can do. I wipe my tears away with my hands. I can't cry. There's no time for something so selfish. I've got to protect Elise. I take her hands and hold them and close my eyes. There is something I can do. Something I haven't done in a long time. But I will do it for her. I don't remember when I last used this magic. 13, 14 years ago. It's feminine magic. It's a lame magical trait. My friends always laughed at me when I told them what traits I was gifted in. I became a joke. Someone gifted in compassion dreamed of being a strong fighter when he grew up. I should just be a nurse, they said. I agree with them. I am ashamed of having this magical trait. Compassion? What the fuck is that? The only magical traits that befit a man like me are courage and willpower. But neither courage nor willpower will save Elise's life. Only compassion will. And it's within my power. Transform. Amplify. Elise? How are you feeling? Elise looks down at her body. Her eyes glance about, looking at the spots where her wounds had been.
I'm completely healed.
She lifts her head again and eyes me questioningly.
Frederic, how did you?
It's revive, you know? It's the spell one uses when...
No, I mean, how were you able to cast that?
I've always been able to cast compassion magic spells. I'm gifted in compassion.
I never knew that.
That's because I've been hiding it. I've been pretending that I was gifted in courage instead of compassion.
Why?
Because it's embarrassing. This trait doesn't suit me at all.
Oh, so that's what you meant.
What I meant?
When we first met, you said compassion suits me because I'm a girl.
I might have said something like that.
So, was it embarrassing? Healing me, I mean.
No. I'm glad you're healed. I didn't care. I only wanted to save you. You're more important than my pride. I tried to look away. I can't meet Elise's eyes.
Thank you, Frederic.
And now I can't look away. There it is. On her face. The warmest, kindest, and most beautiful smile I have ever seen. I've seen Elise smile many times. Most of them not for me. But none have ever been this beautiful. It's a smile of genuine happiness. Seeing her so happy makes me happy too. This is the smile I wished to see 5 years ago, and have wished to see ever since. In the end, it is the trait that I so strongly reject that gave me the happiness I so desired. How ironic. But it doesn't matter, because I finally get to see her smile. I'm 5 years late, but I finally was able to make Elise happy, if only for a little bit. I keep staring at her face for I don't know how long. She's beautiful. Utterly beautiful.
It's surprising to know that Frederic is actually gifted in compassion. Without that, Gesang's attack would have killed me. Frederic's opinion about compassion being a lame trait is silly, but that's just his way, I guess. It doesn't mean he's a bad person. Maybe I've been misunderstanding him all this time. Maybe we can be good friends after all. He seems to deeply care about me too.
Ah, compassion. And I had always wondered what the coward's real magical trait was.
Is this why you told me not to defend against his fireball?
Yes. Wasn't very courageous, that fireball, was it? So, shall we resume our fight, or have you had enough? You see, I'd be willing to let bygones be bygones if you were to join us.
Join you? Don't make me laugh.
Nah, don't worry. I meant Elise, not you, my lord. We don't want your kind in Libertad.
I'm not joining Libertad either, Amadeus.
So you've told me. That is unfortunate. But, well, life must go on. Finish them, Gesang.
Roger.
Elise, please, leave this to me. You should just stay back.
Huh?
That was my first time using healing magic in more than 10 years. It might not be very effective. Please.
I'm feeling fine, but Frederic may be right. But how can I let him fight Gesang alone? I will heal you while you fight.
No. You must conserve your mana. We still need to deal with Amadeus after we're done with Gesang.
But Amadeus can't.
Just leave this to me. All right?
Frederic looks determined. He doesn't show any hesitation. His eyes are burning with courage. Okay. Gesang and Frederic face each other about 30 feet apart. They're trying to not leak too much magical aura, but there's no doubt that both of them are already prepared to cast their spells. For a while, they only stand silently, studying each other's movement, despite the fact that neither moves. Gesang is the first to attack. Water shoots out of Gesang's hand, but unlike the usual torrents or jets of water that come gushing out of a magician's hand when this spell is cast, this time the water is condensed into a ball, flying fast towards its target. Fortunately, Frederic manages to react in time.
Summon.
He shields himself with a rock wall. His wall crumbles after taking the force of Gesang's water ball, but Frederic seems to have expected it, because he immediately lunges forward through his crushed rock wall. After covering half the distance between himself and Gesang, Frederic casts his spell.
Summon!
But Gesang gracefully leaps backward to avoid the attack. Frederic presses on and unleashes his attack again. But this time, Gesang doesn't dodge backwards. Instead, he moves forward. His power increases by an order of magnitude.
I won't let you, dipshit.
Frederic answers by focusing his own magic power. They're both ready to cast a spell. Gesang casts first. It's the same ice magic that earlier had almost incapacitated Frederic in freezing coldness. But this time the magic leaves Gesang's hand in the form of half a dozen ice shards. Frederic tries to move away, but he's too late. The ice shards are moving too fast. The shards penetrate his flesh, and soon after, the ice spreads and coats his skin. But Frederic refuses to go down. He grits his teeth and casts a spell.
Summon.
His own body bursts into flame, swirling, engulfing fire, melting the ice, turning it into water for a second, before it evaporates into the night air. Gesang takes a few quick steps back to avoid getting incinerated in Fredric's swirling fire. They're back to observing each other's stance. Gesang's aura is still as faint as before, but this time, a strong magical aura is emanating from Fredric's body. A powerful and heavy magical aura. and extremely courageous.
Looks like our Lord has found his courage.
Yes, his fire is much stronger now. I think it could kill me.
Scared?
Of course. Fear of death is why I never let myself killed in combat. Give up, Godwin. Although you managed to save yourself by melting my ice, some parts of your body are frozen, aren't they?
Sharp eyes you have there. Transform. But they're not frozen anymore.
I see you finally made peace with compassion magic.
I wouldn't say that. You're just not the only one who would never let himself get killed in combat.
Interesting. For your sake, I hope neither of us has to be a liar after this fight.
Gesang and Frederic quiet down. They're ready to fight again. Frederic attacks.
Summon.
His fire really has become much stronger. Flames blaze forth from his hand toward his enemy. Gesang only narrowly avoids being cremated in the conflagration, but counters with high-level magic only a moment later. Frederic dodges the ice storm while casting his next spell.
Amplify Summon!
Before this battle, Frederick's thunderstorm would have been weak because, while he was naturally gifted in willpower, his courage would have been lacking. But not now. His newfound courage has made his thunderstorm fierce. The two men continue to fight. And fight. And fight.
You really have improved, haven't you? But you look tired. Are you perhaps running out of mana?
I'm not going to lie. You may be right. I don't think I have much left in me.
But this isn't over yet, Gesang. This next spell will crush you.
Frederic concentrates his mana in his two hands. He brings both hands in front of his face and stares at his open palms. His right hand, strengthened with willpower, glows with yellow light.
Summon.
His left hand, burning with courage, glows with red light.
Summon.
Then he closes his right hand to a fist.
Amplify.
And does the same with his left.
Amplify.
Oh my god.
The sky opens. What is that? A big flaming rock, about 20 feet in diameter, is slowly making its way through a crack in the black sky. What kind of magic is this?
Meteor?
Meteor? I've heard stories about this magic spell. It's said to be one of the most destructive spells there is.
This isn't good, Gesang.
Well, I've seen a bigger meteor than that, but no, this isn't good.
We should run.
Too late.
The meteor falls down fast, very fast, onto Gesang and Amadeus. There's no way to dodge the flaming rock. I don't think a barrier would protect them. With a courageous roar, Gesang holds out his open hand to the meteor, as though welcoming it. The giant rock convulses, its flames dancing with brutality. Then, when Gesang roars again, the meteor explodes in mid-air. It is blown to pieces, its tiny fragments flying everywhere in all directions. Amadeus uses his cloak to cover his body. Gesang can't do anything to protect himself. So he's pushed away by the force of the explosion, his skin grazed by meteor fragments. But the giant doesn't fall down, even after taking the full force of the explosion. Even after being hit so close by the meteor fragments, the Dweepantaran mage is still standing. Battered and bruised, weakened and fatigued, but still standing.
No.
No way.
Instead, Frederic is the one who falls to the ground. His energy has drained completely after casting such a powerful spell.
Frederic!
Looks like we have a winner.
Frederic is lying on his back, painfully gasping for breaths. He doesn't have enough strength to move his limbs. No, you haven't defeated me. I step forward and prepare myself for combat. Gesang is tired. If I can burn him with my fire, I may be able to win.
Elise, run away.
Frederic's voice is dry and pleading. No, I'm not going to leave you alone here.
Elise.
Gesang, think you can handle her?
I don't have much mana left, but I'm sure that I can.
I'll leave this to you then. For liberty, Gesang.
For liberty, Amadeus.
Farewell, Elise.
Amadeus turns and walks away, leaving me and Gesang, who are facing each other, and Frederic, who is panting on the ground.
Franz!
Amadeus halts his steps. For a moment, he just stands with his back turned to me. Finally, he turns and walks back.
Cat's out of the bag?
I never closed the bag in the first place.
What? Franz? How?
Yes, Frederic. I am the man formerly known as Franz Byron. I'm the man you took everything from.
Franz.
Franz, what happened to you? Why did you become the leader of Libertad? Didn't you fight against Libertad 5 years ago?
It's a long story, Elise. I fought Libertad back when I was ignorant, because I hadn't experienced life among the proletariat.
You are wrong, Franz. You're confused because you lost your hands. Take off that cloak! Go back to being Franz Byron.
No, that I can't do.
Why? Why must you become Amadeus? How long are you going to be Amadeus?
As long as I have to. As long as one social class is manipulated and oppressed by another.
That isn't going to change.
But it will. Soon it will.
You can't change that with just your gang of criminals.
I can't. Not with just Libertad, yes. Which is why the revolution will involve many more proletarians.
What? What are you planning?
Amadeus.
Take care of them, Gesang.
Will do. Please forgive me, Lady Elise, but now that it has come to this...
Gesang and I are both ready to fight. My chance of beating Gesang by myself is slim at best. But I must fight. This is my only shot, while he is tired and almost running out of mana after fighting Frederic.
No, Elise.
Frederic totters to his feet, his body shaking. I can't believe he can still manage to stand.
Frederic, what are you doing?
Stand back, Elise. I'll take care of this.
But you don't have any mana left.
No, I do. A little. I still haven't cast my ultimate magic spell.
Your ultimate magic spell?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Frederic doesn't seem to be in any condition to fight, but he looks determined to keep trying. He is ready to bet everything on this next spell. There is no sliver of doubt in his gaze, even though his body is ready to collapse. Frederic. I stand behind Frederic as he once again gathers his mana. Willpower. Very strong willpower. I'm surprised he can still produce this much energy. Maybe he really does have an ultimate magic spell that can defeat Gesang.
Amazing. Such powerful magical aura.
Alerted by Fredric's rising power, Gesang also prepares another attack. The two magicians are very close to unleashing their magic. Whose will be stronger?
Elise.
Ha!
Gesang attacks first. A ball of water shoots out of his hand and flies towards Frederic. It may only be water, but with the volume, the density, and the speed at which it is moving, getting struck by that ball of water would be fatal.
Thank you.
At last, Frederic too casts his spell.
For everything.
I can't see what happens next. A huge stone wall is suddenly erected from the ground behind Frederic, separating me from him and the two Libertons. What? What happened? There are no sounds from the other side of the wall. Frederic? Frederic? No answer. Frederic! Still no answer. I bang on the stone wall. Frederic! But there's still no answer. Frederic!
His ultimate magic spell turned out to be this stone wall. Look at this thing. It must be 2 feet thick. Amadeus, what should I do with this wall? Lady Elise is on the other side. Should I break it?
No. Don't waste your mana.
As you wish.
We're leaving, Gesang. Tell the others to leave too.
Affirmative.
The sound of Amadeus' and Gesang's footstep fade away fast. After the footsteps are gone, the night falls silent. My magic isn't strong enough to break this massive wall. Not knowing what else to do, I return to the factory through the underground tunnel. The factory is a mess. It's been ravaged by the battle between the Dragoons and the Libertons. The Dragoons are wounded, though they're still fighting. Even Commander Woolf is having difficulty staving off the Libertons. Aretha is still fighting Jude. Both of them look exhausted. But then the Libertons begin to fall back and leave the factory. Jude also starts making her escape after dodging Aretha's magic.
Elise.
She stops when she catches a glimpse of me. We stare at each other for a long second before she dashes off.
Wait! I'm not letting you go away! Stop! Let her go! There are too many of them. We can't win this battle tonight. Besides, I don't see Amadeus anymore. Where is he?
Gone.
Then we failed. Let's fall back and regroup. Where's the young lord? Girl, where's Lord Frederic?
Elise?
Let's get out of here.
Gesang's magic, his inhumanly powerful magic, would be recast over and over in my mind. I wish it would have stopped there. I'm sleepy, Aretha. Can I go to sleep?
Knock knock.
Who's there?
Elise Shelley.
Elise Shelley who?
Elise Shelley goes somewhere.
My job is to talk with people and listen to their problems, right? But they lie to me all the time. Do you know what lie I hear almost every day? I'm fine. I'm fine must be one of the biggest lies humanity has ever known.
Let's do a project!